Hey everybody, welcome back. This week we actually, last minute, we took back off to Disney again.
We went to Disney again, yeah.
And so this will be a short video because we only spent one night.
Mm-hmm.
But if you watched our last Disney video, we told you, every time we go, we're going to show you what we spent and what our savings was. And so even though this was a quick one, we still want to show you that. So at the end, we'll put up the totals like we did last time.
Right.
And we'll try to keep that format the same every time we go to Disney.
Yes.
Just so you can kind of get used to it. And then so that way, if you're looking for certain parts or whatever, you know where to find them at. So, But the main reason why we went to Disney this time is we kind of, if you've been around me a minute, you know I like to collect things.
We collect Larry Dotson's artwork. Every time we go to Disney and stay in one of their resorts, they usually have a print that Larry has painted, and we collect those as we stay in the resorts. Well, when we were there a few weeks ago at Coronado Springs, they didn't have any of the prints.
Yeah, I panicked because, like I say, that was our goal this year is to try different resorts, and of course we'd already had 3 or 4, I don't know how many resort ones we had, that he had signed one time when we was down there before.
Right.
So that was our goal, was to every time we go to one to collect it. And we got down there and
we couldn't find it.
We went to 4 different resorts and couldn't find any, so I panicked like they wasn't carrying them anymore.
Well, and it wasn't just that one resort either. Like he said, we went to 4 different resorts and none of the resorts had the print for their particular resort this time. So our fear was that they were going to stop carrying them completely and that we would never be able to complete our collection.
So once we got back home, we started doing a little research, found out that he was actually going to be back down there at Art of Disney in Disney
person.
Springs, in person, doing some signings.
Yes.
And we didn't know what he was going to have, but we thought, you know what? We're going to take a gamble. We're going to go down there and see if he has any of the prints with him.
And so we did. So we took off on early on a Saturday morning, and we drove the 8 hours to Disney. And we went straight to Disney Springs after we checked into our hotel. We went straight to Disney Springs, went to the Art of Animation, and we talked with Mr. Dotson.
And his wife.
And his wife, Patty.
Both wonderful people,
yes,
by the way.
They sure are. And we told him what we did, why we were there, and he was blown away that we had done that just to come to get his paintings.
Yep.
And he did have all of the paintings that we needed, except for one.
The one we stayed at while we was there.
Yes. And so, but he accommodated us. I mean, he was fantastic. He was going to go home that night and just bring a copy back to us the next day, but we weren't going to be there anymore since we were only there for one night. So he arranged for us to be able to have that print shipped directly to our house.
Yeah, and we actually just got it in
yes, we just got it in yesterday evening.
And so we got it framed. So that was what this whole trip was about. We did end up going to Epcot. We got the new
annual pass holder figment magnet.
Yeah, and we tried out. They had the new pass holder lounge in Epcot there at the Land.
Yes.
We tried that out, and we actually got some of the exclusive
annual pass holder treats.
And got to try those out. So we'll post those up here. We'll show you what those was and the prices. Like I say, we didn't do a whole lot. Most of our shopping this time was the paintings.
Yes, that's the whole reason for the trip.
Because we went ahead and got a couple of resorts that we couldn't find when we was down there last time that we'd been to, and the one we stayed at.
Yes.
We went ahead and got a couple of other ones that we know we've already got booked in the future.
Right.
And so we went ahead and got all those. So that was the majority of it. And just in case you don't know, if you ever going to go to Disney Springs, there is an Art of Disney store you can visit anytime. It's always open there. And
no tickets required. Disney Springs does not require tickets.
Yeah, and Disney Springs is free parking also.
Yes.
But if you go in there, generally there is if you're an annual pass holder or a Disney Visa card holder, there is a discount on art, except when they're doing artist signings.
Yes.
The reason is that because these artists bring in their personal stock from their studios, their homes, whatever. So it's actually theirs, so you don't get a discount on those, and that's fine because to us it's worth it getting it signed by the artists.
Well, and just saying too, while we're on the money thing, if we had to order these prints off of eBay, they were asking twice what the sticker price was on these prints. And so even though we made this trip down and it cost us a little bit of money, it was still a very good deal for us to get these prints, and we got to have some fun while we were at it.
Yeah, and like I said, getting to talk to the artist was wonderful. We talked to him for quite a while, him and his wife both.
Yes.
And we love meeting the artist. Pretty much almost every print or art piece that we have in our house, we've actually got to meet the artist personally,
Yes.
got them personally signed and stuff like that. So I don't know if it seemed like somewhere in one of the other videos we talked about that and showed some of the other art pieces we have. But anyways, it's really cool. But I just want to throw that disclaimer in there that we did not get a discount on the paintings. That was the majority. I don't know if we bought it. We bought a couple other gifts in there.
For other people, not for us.
For other people is the only other items we bought while we was there. So
we'll still disclose the prices and the savings, but the only thing we bought for ourselves this time was the paintings.
Yeah. And so I just want to throw that out there. But we'll show you a few pics of the resort. Like I say, we didn't film a whole lot this time.
Right.
He was gracious enough to let us film him signing and gave us his permission to put it on our YouTube channel. We always ask because we never want to violate anybody's privacy there.
Right.
But he did grant us that request.
Yeah.
And so we'll show you where he signed it for us. And that was really cool. But we didn't shoot a whole lot because it was really, we blew into town, went and got to meet them, got the prints. We went to Epcot real quick, and then it was so hot.
Well, this particular time, we strategically planned this trip because it was going to be so fast. If you stay at one of the Port Orleans resorts at Disney, either the French Quarter Resort or Riverside, there is boat transportation directly from your resort to Disney Springs. And so that was our plan. We figured we would get there before the room was ready. We would just park the car, hop on the boat, run over to Disney Springs, get our pictures done, and then have time to take the boat back to our hotel and actually check into our room. That's not what happened. When we had heard a day before we went that Disney Springs boat transportation and Port Orleans boat transportation was not operating because of the water levels. They had not had very much rain, and so the water levels were just too low to operate the boats. And so we knew that was not going to be an option. So we thought, well, we'll just go ahead and go back to the resort. We'll just go to the resort, leave the car, catch a bus. Well, lo and behold, as soon as we pulled into the resort, our room was ready. So we had this huge plan of how it was going to work, and that's not how it worked, but we went with it. Everything was great. Our room at Port Orleans Riverside was fantastic. We'll share some pictures of the room. And then we were able to take that bus transportation since the boats were not operating. Yeah,
and it was just as quick by bus versus boat. It's just the boats are a little bit more scenic and relaxing. But it was a great trip. The resort is amazing. Again, we got some amazing. It was blowing up a storm the last night we was there. The one night we was there, and got some lightning with the water wheel and stuff in the background, and so it's pretty cool. So we'll put that up and show it to you. We'll show you our totals at the end.
Well, and I'll also throw in there too that since we do have the annual passes, it has opened up so much for us, because normally on a trip like this, we probably would have still made the trip to Disney Springs and gone to get the paintings, but we would not have bought tickets to go into any of the parks. Since we have the annual passes now, even though we didn't have much time, we were still able to hop over to Epcot, enjoy a few things, ride a couple of rides, get some treats, and then go back to the hotel room. It was a great weekend.
Yeah, the annual passes have changed the way we do Disney for sure.
Yes.
For the better.
Grab it with both hands and you can't have regrets, just find everything you want, and you know I gotta come and get it right here. More than a magic, come take my hand, watch the magic appear. Watch the magic appear. You don't wanna miss this. Like, oh my God, like this is so amazing. This thing is really happening. You don't wanna miss this. Don't wanna miss this. The time is over now. You waited patiently. You got that appetite, build up anticipating. Fall in the flow, let it take you over. Everything you desire, have what
that wraps it up this week, guys. If you haven't, again, please subscribe. We're trying to get our numbers up. We love you guys. We want to get it out to more people. We hope, especially these Disney videos, help show people that you can go on a budget and you can go on the cheap. And we hope to share more with you. We got, like I said, we got more visits coming, and we'll show you everything every time. See you next week, guys.
Bye.